Should you or should you not take physical action when manifesting? The answer is absolutely not, but that of course is not enough for you to be convinced that what you have been used to doing up until now is not the best way to go about it, that your imagination alone is enough for you to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, be it a job, be it physical changes like, for example, weight loss and weight gain and healing, be it anything related to any relationship, money, or whatever else you may be manifesting. We, of course, being human beings in this physical reality, we experience life in the 3D, and we have been used to doing everything in the 3D and reacting to the 3D. And when you learn that before things happen in the 3D, they need to happen in your imagination, that changes everything. So my intention with this video is to explain to you why physical action is not only isn't necessary, it's not like you can get away with not taking action, but it's absolutely not necessary actually. And sometimes it can get in your way, because I'm going to explain more why. Because physical action and manifestation actually have nothing to do with each other. And also the term taking inspired action, I might ruin that for you in this video, and I'll do that happily. And you'll see why in a minute. So before I start talking about action, non-action, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you stay tuned for more videos like this, where I keep manifestation simple and practical so that you can apply it to your own manifestations right away and share it with whomever you think might benefit from videos like this. So, in order to understand why you should not take physical action, and actually everything in manifestation, in order to understand why you should or should not do something, what I like to do is going back to the basics and understand how manifestation works. In the most basic way of, in the simplest term, that's what I'm trying to say. In the simplest term, manifestation means that whatever is in your imagination, whatever is in your subconscious, which is imaginal acts and thoughts repeated so that they become your beliefs and your beliefs, assumptions, etc., they have to be expressed in the physical so that it manifests a physical situation or an object that you experience, which on the other hand means that everything that you're experiencing in the physical reality comes from your imagination, and you cannot experience something in the physical before experiencing it in your mind. That alone is an explanation enough, I think, to know why you can't take physical action. Because when you are working with the physical, you're working with the mirror. When you're looking at yourself, this is one of my favorite analogies, by the way, from Neville Goddard. He says that your 3D reality is a mirror. When you're looking in the mirror and there's something about you, about what you're seeing in the reflection of the mirror that you don't like, you don't go and work with the mirror. You don't change the mirror. You change yourself. In manifestation terms, it means that when you have a situation that you don't like, for example, you're looking for a job, or you're manifesting a better relationship with an SP, or just in general, or whatever else, actually, when you are trying to do stuff in the 3D, you're working with the mirror. The 3D is just showing you what you are holding in your imagination. And going back to working with changing yourself, as I think I said before in the example, means you change your thoughts and imaginal acts. So when you are manifesting something, and I hear this a lot from clients. While manifesting, for example, an SP, I often hear, shouldn't I text him? Shouldn't I say this? Shouldn't I say that? That, first of all, is the habit of doing everything in the physical. And what is even more important, and what I want you to pay attention to, is the lack of trust in your own imagination and in your own ability to manifest. I hear this from a lot of people, and I myself have been through this years ago, that everyone else is so good at manifesting, but I'm not. Everyone else is so good at visualizing, but that's this big thing that I can't do. That's not true. That is not true. Everyone who has ever manifested anything has been through the same doubts and fears and whatever you're going through until they manifested what they wanted to manifest. So just know that whenever you're trying to take action to make something happen, you are coming from lack. Because all that is required for you in order to have something in the physical is that you get yourself into the state of the wish fulfilled, in having what you want. And that can look like a thought repeated / affirmation. It can look like in your imagination, imagining however you imagine. When I say imagination, that doesn't always mean visualization, although it can be. But it can also be having an inner conversation, which can be visualized, but also you can just hear someone's voice, and that's enough for it to manifest if repeated and persisted in. And that is how you live in the end. It's a conscious choice that you make to choose thoughts and imaginal acts that mean that you already are the person who already has the thing. When you are in that state, let's say you have manifested your desired relationship, you have manifested your desire. From that place, you are not going to take action to get to your desire, right? So therefore, whenever you want to take action to make something happen, it comes from lack. It's, again, what Neville Goddard calls 3D manipulation. It's powerless because your 3D holds no power over your mind, your imagination. It's always mind above matter. So your 3D is just a mirror showing you what you are thinking and holding in your mind. And therefore useless and powerless. So, another way of looking at this is to actually remember that the power that you are manifesting from is the Almighty God. And when we as human beings try to make something happen in the 3D and compare that to the fact that your imagination is God, that looks like, on a very objective, I think, level, it looks like we human beings are trying to help God give us the thing that we want to have. And that becomes ridiculous. And I'm not trying to ridicule anyone's action here, but I like to make the limitations seem ridiculous so that you understand how much power your own imagination actually holds, that it's enough. Neville Goddard actually says that once you have imagined something, meaning once you have imagined something in a way that it has sunk into your subconscious, he says there's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do. And here comes a very important thing about inspired action that I promised you that I would ruin for you. When you are taking what they call inspired action, now what I don't like about that term is that people make it sound like you need to pay attention and figure out which desire of taking action is the right one, so it's inspired, so that when you take that action, it does something to your manifestation, and which one is not. That is something that is not for you to figure out. When your end state, your, let's say, affirmation, your new assumption has sunk into your subconscious, if it's needed for you to do something in order for your manifestation to happen, trust me, you will have no choice but to do it. Your subconscious mind, your imagination, which is God, trust me, it's powerful enough to move you to do the thing that is necessary for you to do in order to get it. And the way it will feel and look like is that you naturally just do your thing. It's not something that you will think about. It's not something that you will start questioning. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Is this inspired? Will this get me somewhere? If you're having these questions, then let it be. Leave it. Because the true action that comes as part of your manifestation is something that you will do so naturally that you will have absolutely no questions. It will feel good. It will feel normal, actually. And it will feel like something that it's like you're thirsty, you drink water. And then later you realize that, oh, I had to do that in that way. Because that comes, that true inspired action comes from the state of the wish fulfilled. So you are already acting as a different person. So you are already acting as the person who already has it. So it's going to feel completely different. To all of you who has questions about your actions, whether you should not, it's coming from lack. Your subconscious mind is not going to let you have questions when you are taking the action necessary for you to manifest it. But on the other hand, you never know if it's even necessary for you to take any action at all. A lot of manifestations come without you doing anything, which is a great experience to have. So just let your subconscious figure out what it needs to make you do or not do. A lot of times, I actually encourage my clients to specifically sit on their hands when they want to do things. Should I do this? Should I do that? I want to do this. And sometimes it looks like I want to do it and I actually naturally want to do it. A lot of times, actually, it's an excuse to manipulate the 3D in order to feel safe. Because we feel safe when we do something, because we're used to it, that it's all there is to it. Whenever you are in a state like that, really try to figure out if you're actually wanting to send that message or do that thing, or is it actually because you are afraid that you won't get your manifestation if you don't do anything. So I encourage you to, instead of doing that, every time, go back in your imagination and live the experience of already being where you want to be. And therefore, physical action is absolutely of no use. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who have done things in the 3D that you might have regretted, this is also a story that I hear sometimes here and there that, I started an argument, now it's so bad, now the person is going to think bad thoughts about me, and now they'll never come back. Remember that it was physical action, that the action in and of itself has no power over what you assume. So if something like that has happened and you keep assuming that the person loves me no matter what, that I am loved, I am respected, I am whatever I want to be, whatever you did in the physical has no power to keep your manifestation away from you. So this goes both ways, both for the positive and the negative. Just the same way as your positive and negative thoughts manifest the same way if persisted in. When I say physical action has no power, it's whether it's positive or negative, even if something bad really happened. You can go from there, change your assumptions and your imaginal acts, and still manifest what you want to manifest, because that was the mirror showing you your state of that moment. Please let me know in the comments if all this made sense. I really hope to have explained to you why you don't have to take any physical action in order to manifest what you want. I mean, we live in the 3D, we do things in the 3D all the time, and that's wonderful. But this was about doing stuff specifically to help your manifestation come about. That's a lack state. And what you are experiencing in the physical is the state that you are holding through your imagination, thoughts, visualizations, inner conversations, feelings, moods, and everything that is non-physical. So that is where you hold all your power, not in the 3D. So you don't have to do anything, and you shouldn't. So make sure you work with your assumptions, your beliefs, your repeated imaginal acts, and stay in the state of the wish fulfilled. If you can't stay there, repeatedly come back to it. Rehearse it over and over and over until it becomes so natural that it just flows. That is the place everything is effortless from. And when we do manifestation techniques, we do that in order to achieve that state where we are in the state of the wish fulfilled and everything just comes. And again, if it's needed for you to take action, you can't miss it. Trust me, your subconscious, again, is powerful enough to not let you miss it. I am not going to repeat the same thing for the 100th time. So let me know in the comments below what you think about physical action and if all this actually made sense. And subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.